Yes, sir.
Okay. So coming to the output, I'll first show you the output and after that we'll move to the code. So this is my output. So this is the landing page that I have developed. So you can see have a label that is organic farming and I'm having some heading tags here and you can see have some anchor tags so that by clicking on these pages see that when I click on contact I'll be moving to another page, about I'll be taking to some other page, and here I have a products which is drop down. So when I hover on the products it will be giving me a drop down, and individually all these things are again anchor tags. So we'll discuss about these things, how we have developed all these things. So these are simple, right? You can see here if you go to beetroot, so here we are having steps to grow beetroot, and you can see all these things are basically paragraph tags, BR tags for line breaks, HR tags for this underline that is presented here. All these things will be basic. We'll just see the model how we can develop that, and by using flex here we have divided this into two columns. All those things we'll see now. Okay, first we'll discuss about this page that is a home page. So in the home page, you can see in the output itself, we have one label here in which I'm having organic farming. And you can also see this organic agriculture and bringing you the freshest produce in land. These two are heading tags. This is H1 tag and this is H3, I guess. This is H3 tag, and in the background I have taken one image there, and you can see all these things are again anchor tags: home, products, contact, and about. All these things are anchor tags, and you can see the styles. That is, here I have a navigation bar, some colors for the navigation bar. You can see this is the home page, so that is the reason it is in some other color. So to specify that this is a home page, I have mentioned that in some other color. You can see when I hover on the remaining things, they are also becoming the same color. I've changed that. And when I hover, the drop down is being visible for me, otherwise it is not being visible. So when I just hover here, you can see all these things again. When I hover on beetroot, you can see more all these things are. So first, when we discuss with the code, first we'll see the HTML, and after that we'll discuss about this CSS. So here you can see I have used everyone please join before 7:10 at least from the next class, because it is not uh, sometimes it will not even show me the notification, so you can't join. So here you can see I have doc type HTML. This is the HTML5 declaration and opening HTML tag, and we'll focus about this head tag again. As of now, we'll move to the body tag by which we are discussing about the HTML. All this is CSS, we'll discuss about it later. When you see the body tag now, you can see the body tag. So inside the body tag, basically I'm having one navigation tag. You can see the closing navigation tag at the end. I'll show that. So up to here. So I'm having one navigation tag and also one division in which I'm having two heading tags. These are the two things that I'm having. One navigation tag, inside that I'm having some HTML elements, and I'm having one more division in which I have two heading tags. One is H3 and one is H1. And when you see this, when I remove the CSS and when I run this, you can understand about the hierarchy. So basically I have taken list here. You can see I have list, right? So all these things, basically home, products, contact and about, this is one list. And inside this list element, that is products, I'm having one more list. So that is the reason I have all these things. So in the products will be one list element, right? In that list element I'm taking one more list, that means sublist there, and in that sublist I'm creating all these list elements. So I'll show you the hierarchy how it is being created. First I'll remove the CSS. Save this. Once you refresh it here, you can observe this now. So you can see, so you can see the hierarchy here. Basically, this home, products, contact, and about. These four are one list elements. That is the list. And inside that, inside this products, that is one of the list element. I'm having one more list in which I'm having all these things like beetroot, carrot, corn. And inside this again, I'm having more. So to make it more clear, I'll take separate file and I'll show that to you. It is clear to you about this list, then half of the job will be done. So that is the reason. What I'll do is I'll take a new file and I'll take opening HTML tag followed by closing HTML tag. And inside this you can see we are taking the body and closing body tag. And now if you see I'm having one list element, so you can take ordered list, unordered list, anything. You can see here the difference is the difference between ordered list and unordered list. OL tag is with ordered list and UL tag is with unordered list. For the ordered list you can see we have sorry, this is unordered list. For unordered list you can see we have bullet points here. Otherwise if you take ordered list you'll have 1 2 3 4 serial numbers, that's all. So now what we'll do is we'll just take unordered list itself. You can take ordered also. So inside the unordered list, what I'm doing is first I'm taking one list element. Li will be list element followed by closing list element. So inside this list element, I'm just taking first. So this is my list element, and I'll take one more list element Li followed by second followed by closing Li. I'll also take one more thing Li third closing Li tag. So all these things, these are my list elements here. I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this as list one. Okay, list one dot html. So now let me run this organic farming itself. I have saved it here only. this one. So if you see, we have got first, second, third, right? Now here inside the, like for the first element, I'll take a sublist here. You can see that I'll just inside this list element itself, I'll take one more unordered list here. Well followed by closing well tag. So now you can see here, I'm taking one more unordered list inside the list element, and I'll name this li as 1. Close the li tag. Now if you see, it will be the sublist of this first. So in that same way I have created that. I just refresh it. So you can see 1, right? So if you create one more list, unordered list or ordered list, anything inside this list element, that will become the sublist again. So this is the concept of lists that I am using here in our task. So for this thing, and coming to the other things that we have in the HTML, what else we have? Let us see that in the index page itself. I'll open that again. So we have two heading tags inside one division, that's all. All the remaining things are same. You can see here all these list tags. Inside that I have anchor tags because I want to move to some other page when I click on them. And yeah, this heading tags. So inside this division I have two heading tags, h1 and h3, because I want to apply the style collectively for these two things. So that is the reason I have placed them inside the division. So if I want to style them collectively, I can just style this division so that they will be styled collectively, that means together. So yeah, this is about the HTML, basic HTML that we have used for our first page. So do you have any doubts regarding this, or is it clear up to now about this HTML that we have so far discussed about? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. And then now if you move to CSS, I'll paste the CSS now. I have removed that, right? So coming to CSS, I think you know about the CSS. We have three types of CSS: inline CSS, internal CSS, and external CSS. Inline CSS will be placing the CSS, that is the style attribute, inside the tags itself, and will be mentioning the style for every tag individually inside the HTML element only. So we have some examples also for that. Let us see. First, we'll see about inline CSS. So here, if you see, inside the h1 tag itself, I have applied the color, that is by using style attribute, and color to blue. In the similar way, for the paragraph tag, I have taken color to red. But if you see, we have another paragraph tag in which I have not mentioned any style. But now if you run this, only for this paragraph tag, the color will be applicable. And for this paragraph tag, we have, because we have not mentioned anything, this will not get any style. So that means here for the individual elements, that is HTML elements like h1 tag, paragraph tag, we'll be mentioning the style internally, that means inside the tags itself. This is about inline CSS. And if you see internal CSS, you will be having a style tag, not style attribute. You will have a style tag inside the head. You will have body and head, two parts, right? So inside the head, you will have opening and closing style tag, and inside that you can mention the CSS. So for example, if you see, you have for the paragraph tag color to red, right? So here if you see, we have two paragraph tags. For these two paragraph tags, the same style is being applicable. So if you have the same style, if you want the same style to be applicable for multiple elements that you have used, that is for the same paragraph tags, like let us just have some 10 to 15 paragraph tags. Wherever if you use a paragraph tag, you want the same style for that paragraph tag. So in that case, you can just use internal CSS, because if you use inline CSS, you have to mention the style individually inside every tag. So that is the difference. And if you see external CSS, you'll use a link here, link tag in the head, and you'll be using href HTML reference, and you'll be referencing the page in which you'll have CSS there. In this, will not include any CSS. That is, in the HTML file, will not include any CSS. But in the CSS file, that is style.css is there. No, in that CSS file, you can see this is the CSS file. In this CSS file, we'll just include the style, just like internal CSS only, but instead of using opening and closing style tags, we'll be using that CSS, we'll place that in a separate file. We'll save that with some name with the extension of .css, and we'll link that here by using the link tag in the head. So this is about external CSS. Is it clear to you about these three types of CSS?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now if you see, we are using internal CSS for our task. So you can see that. So regarding the CSS, okay. So now you can see in the head we have style tag. In that style tag, first we are having star. Star, it means that it is a universal selector. That means whatever the HTML elements that are presented in this document. So this is the file, index.html is the document. So for all those things, this CSS that is written inside the star is applicable. So here we are taking the basic things like margin, padding and all. Margin is the distance between the viewport, ends of the viewport, and the HTML elements that we are using. And padding is the distance between the two HTML elements. So that is the difference between margin and padding. And we have listed style to none, because you can see, I think I have not refreshed. So here you can see lists, right? For all these lists we have bullet points. So I don't want that bullet points to be visible to me after I apply the CSS. So that is the reason I have taken list style to none. And you can see I have also mentioned text decoration to none, because for the anchor tags you will be getting underlines. So to remove that underlines, I'll also take text decoration to none. Once I add this SS, I'll refresh. So you can see, right, I'm not getting any underlines or any bullet points or any serial numbers, because I have taken these things. And now if you see dot, dot is used because I have used class name there. So in the division, we are styling this one now. So this division. So in this division, Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry, I think I have some network issues, so that is the reason. We'll continue. So we have discussed about the CSS, right? That was clear. So now we are discussing about the CSS that we have used in our task. Is it correct? Can I continue with that?
Yes, ma'am.
So here I'm discussing about this. So basically we have CSS, internal CSS we have used in our task. And if you see this star, it is the universal selector. That means whatever the HTML elements that are presented inside the entire document, that is index.html, this style that is inside this is applicable. So that is margin to 0, padding to 0. Margin and padding, that is the distance. Margin, it is from the distance between the viewport. Viewport is the edges that are visible to us in the screen, that viewport and the HTML elements. And if you see padding, it is the distance between two HTML elements. That is the difference. And you have list style to none. List style, because after applying the CSS, I don't want any bullet points to be visible to me. So that is the reason I have taken list style to none. And I have also taken text decoration to none. That is because I'm using anchor tags. I don't want underline to be visible to me. For the anchor tags will get underlines, right? So to ignore that, I'm using text decoration to none. And here if you see dot, so dot is used for the spec of class names. So I have taken one division for two heading tags, if you remember, in the HTML. So class name, so I have taken the name of the class as homepage content. So if I want to style these two things, I can just style this class. So that is the reason I'm just taking the class name followed by, to make that it is class, to make sure that it's a class, I'll use dot there. Dot followed by class name, and you can apply the style for this. Yeah. So dot homepage content, we are aligning the text to the center. Padding from all the sides. Padding is distance from all the sides, that is 200 pixels. I'm taking color to white and font size I have increased to 30 pixels. You can see this. So these two things I'm talking about. Padding from all the sides is 200 pixels. Color to white, increase some size, and all those things I have added. And if you see here, we have the background image URL. So So here in the images, you can see I have images folder. Inside that images folder, I have main picture.jfile. So that is the file, that is my image file. So I'm including that here in the background image. And I have height and width for that to 100 VH and 100 VW. So VH is nothing but viewport height and VW is viewport width. Viewport is the screen size that is presented. That's what for entire screen. Position to relative, because initially the position will be static. If you want to overlay things on that image, you have to make that to relative, because you can see here we are overlaying these two things on the image. So that is the reason I have made that to relative. And background position to center, and we are not repeating the image, so no repeat. And we are covering to the entire viewport, so background size to cover. So this is for the sake of background image. And now if you see this one, so inside the navigation tag we have a class name called logo. That logo is for this one, this organic farming, that is visible. So for that, you can see the color, we have taken the color to white, and we have also taken the font size to 33 pixel. Font weight, all those things we have increased to make that, because that is like small in size, we have made that font size to 33 pixel. Font weight to bold. Line height I have increased to 70 pixel. Padding from left, only from left you can see the padding here also. I have just taken the padding from the left, not from all the other sides. So that is the reason I have mentioned padding left to 110 pixel. And this is for the sake of navigation bar. So navigation bar height also I'm taking 70 pixel. Background, this is the hexadecimal number. hexadecimal number for this one, this color that is visible to us. So this is the same hexadecimal number. And the shadow also, if you want to keep the shadow, you can use a website called CSS Scan. So in that you can just copy the shadows and you can just use them if you want. You can just note that that is CSS Scan. There all types of CSS, all the types of box shadows will be available. If you want me to show that, I'll just show that to you. Can take a new tab, type CSS Scan box shadow. So here you can see, you can go to this website. You'll have many examples here. See, all these are shadows. Just if you click on this thing like this, they'll be getting copied, and if you want, you can use them in the code that you're using, that HTML, CSS, whatever you want. So that is how you can use that CSS Scan. So for that is for the navigation bar. Sorry, and what else we have? And nav ul. So you can see the hierarchy. Nav ul is these four things. So for the inside the navigation, I have these four things like home, products, contact, about. So about these four things we are talking now. Nav ul. I'm just taking float to right. So initially all these things will be presented here, right? Here. I'm taking all those things towards the right by using float to right, and after that I'll arrange some gaps between them. You can see that. Margin from right, I'm taking 30 pixels. So margin from right, I'm talking about this margin that is up between the about and this end of the viewport. This is 30 pixel I'm taking, and all those things will be visible to me here: home, products, contact, and about. And after that, I'll just use inline block so that they'll be visible to me in a line. Yeah, you can see that individual list elements, I'll place them in a line so that one after the other they'll be visible to me. Once they are visible to me one after the other, I'll take some spaces between them. So you can see, right? I'm just taking for the anchor tags, I'm just taking some color, I'm just taking some padding, space, line height I'm increasing to 70 pixel, all the things in the navigation bar of the same height. Font size we are increasing, background color it is the same color that we have used for the navigation bar. Transition, this is not a compulsory. Transition, it is nothing but, see, when I hover, it is changing slowly, right? So like when I just hover on this, it is taking some time to get the color. It's not getting by default, just by hovering. So it will take some time, like 0.5 seconds, some nanoseconds, and that. So this is transition. So with this, we have arranged all these four things that are presented here: home, products, contact, and about. Now we'll talk about this things, that is navigation tag. We have unordered list. Inside that list, I have again one more unordered list, right? So nav ul and li. Next one, let's see. Yeah, nav ul li and d. So this is nothing but because if you see, this is home page, right? So this is in some other color. So for the home, I have taken class name as active. You can see here class active for the home. So for that, I'm just, when I open the file, it's on, right? Okay, when I hover on the all remaining anchor tags, this will be same color, or otherwise, because I have taken a class name as active there, for that class also the default color will be this. So two CSS, two things I am applying the same CSS, so that is the reason. All the remaining things when I hover, and this thing by default. So this is active class, right? So this is by default in this color, and all the remaining things when I hover, they're also getting the same color, right? So that is the reason I have taken same CSS there. And nav ul and ul, that means unordered list. Inside that I'm having one more unordered list, right? So for that, so for all these remaining things that are visible to us, this beetroot, carrot, and all, So for that, this is the CSS that I'm applying. Position to absolute, because you can see here beetroot up to the end of this beetroot only I'm taking this position. Even I'm overlaying this more on that. So you can also take relative. And border top, you can see that border there, right? Border from the top, and opacity to 0. So initially I'm not displaying this. This is nothing but display to none and display to block. Opacity to 0, that means initially when I just see, it will not be visible to me. But when I hover on the list element, so in the navigation tag I have UL, right? In that I have LI, that is products. When I hover on that, then the sublist of that li tag. So this is nothing but the sublist symbol, that is greater than symbol. It is nothing but the sublist. So this list elements sublist will be visible to me. So opacity to 0 means will not be visible. I have made opacity to 1, which means that it is visible to me. And you can see the top to 70 pixel again. So here you can see initially it is not visible. When I hover, then this is visible to me. And the top I have taken it as, yeah, 70 pixel. And what else we have? Yeah, for individual list items. So these are the individual list items. Uh, beetroot, carrot, and all these things. So they are individual list elements. For that, this is the CSS that I'm applying. List, in the list style, I'm taking that position to relative, because I'm overlaying more on that with some border and all, and line height, border from the top. Nav UL means this is for the sake of more. I'm not taking any border for more. And this is for the this is for the more tag. So when I remove this, this will be, see, when I hover on this, more is visible to me just right side of this beetroot, right? But if you not place that, this more will be behind the carrot. So let me remove that and show, so that it will be even more clear to you. Save this. See, I have not styled that right. So when I hover, so this products, more it is behind the carrot. So but I want that to be displayed towards on the top, so I will make that to be displayed on the top, and also I will make that to be displayed towards the left to that. So top to minus 70 I am bringing that, and left also I am taking 150 pixel from the left, so that you can see the output. So initially it is visible to me here behind the carrot. I am taking that to minus 70 up, and 150 pixel up to here, 150 pixel. So these are the various CSS that we are applying, and all the remaining things of contact, about, and all we'll see now, like basic things that we have. So this is about the basic page, the first page, that is index.html. So is it clear to you about this page that we have discussed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what else we have? We'll see this page now. So we have discussed about this, right? We'll see one of these pages. Let us take this beetroot. So this thing, by seeing itself, you can understand. I have taken some bold tags here. Step 1, step 2, all these things are bold. So heading tags, HR tag for underline. I have taken BR tag, break tag for the sake of line breaks. I'll show that to you in a brief, because it is already known. I will take this carrot otherwise, because it is already presented here. So this caret, because the navigation bar is presented in all the pages, I have copied the navigation bar code and pasted that in all these things. Like for every page, I'll have this navigation bar and all. But I'll only remove the background page. That is, I'll remove the background image, and I have removed that division that we have taken, and I have placed this. That's all. The CSS is common, but the thing that I have added is this one. this for this section I have just taken the background image. So you can see the background image, right? So this is the background image. This is different background image. So for that I have taken this position to center, cover, height 200 image and all same. And for this container, so in the container I'm having both these things, that is the image and text. I'll show you the container. This is the uh, navigation bar again. So from here it will start the new thing that I'm having. So in the container I have image and text. I'm placing them separately like half, right, in a horizontal manner. So for that I have display to text and I have aligned the items to center and also justified the content. So that is the reason you can see I'm getting these things. Sorry, carrot, right? Yellow thing, carrot. So you can see these items. I'm getting them side by side. So by using flex, I'm making that happen. And when you come to this, you can see here itself for the text, I have taken font size and padding from left. For the image, also have taken width and height. You can take whatever width that you want. That is based on your image size. And here, if you see, we have I have taken some B tag, that is bold tag for the sake of bold text, HR tag for underline, and paragraph tags. And what else we have? All these things. BR for the line breaks, paragraph tags, all these divisions and all. Is it clear about this file? I have just shown you the procedure, that's all, because we have already discussed about the navigation bar in the first page. It's the same thing, but we have added only something extra. Is it clear to you about this page?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What else we have? More also the same way. You can just concentrate on the first index page more. So the same way, but the text is text only I'm changing, that's all. Same image, same background color, but the text I'm changing that, same thing. And if you see contact, the contact also have some text, I have some underline and all. Similarly about also, this is plain paragraph tags and heading tags, that's all. So you can concentrate on this page more and you can just create this drop down. If possible, this more, or otherwise this drop down is okay. So not only the same thing. So you not only are required to create only drop downs and all. If you are having any other ideas of landing page, you can also implement using some HTML and CSS. You can even add more features to that and all. So yeah, so this is the task. So is it clear to you about this task? Or if you are having any doubts regarding this, you can ask me.